These ain't glorified gang or prison stories, man. These is lived experiences. Welcome back to the Swang Glow Podcast Show. Duroc Creep. It's an absolute pleasure to be back here at this round table amongst my round table family. Man, salute to everybody that was able to make the live. And to those of y'all that wasn't able to make the live, that's able to catch this a little bit later, man, salute to you too. Now, look, before I get into what I'm going to get into, please allow me this opportunity now to ask you all, if you haven't already did it, take this moment to subscribe to the show, man. Hit that like button. It helps us get further into the algorithm. And as we grow and go further into the algorithm on this journey, y'all becoming part of the family, y'all get to take this journey with us. So again, like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. And I always encourage participation. So feel free to jump in the chat. You feel me? And hit me with whatever y'all got, whatever questions or whatnot. But disrespect, hey, y'all know how we handle disrespect, so I ain't got to keep on reiterating that. You feel me? But look, oh, and make sure y'all hit the notification bell so when we do these lives, y'all be right there front and center. Those of y'all that's able to make it, hit the notification bell, man. You won't miss a beat on that, and I promise you. Okay, now look, man. I've been asked, numerous times, to speak about my case, what I'm in jail for, right? And I've told y'all to a certain degree, about certain things that has taken place that landed me in prison with the 2 life sentences plus 16 years that they gave me, unfortunately, behind this case. Okay, now I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more information in regards to this case. However, out of respect for the victim and the victim's family and all the people that's involved in this, right? Certain things I'm going to leave out, and really I'm not going to go into detail about too much. However, I'm going to give y'all some pretty interesting stuff. You feel me? Now, I had like 30 people come into court testifying against me. 30. You feel me? Now, more than people asking me about this case and wanting to know more and more about me, how I ended up here, that led me to having this platform and being able to meet all you wonderful people, right? I look online and I see, certain people that was incarcerated, that was on protective custody yards, right? Get out of prison and give their testimony as to it comes across to me as like they're bragging. It comes across to me like some type of the self-defense mechanism, right? Like a scare tactic, on them catching bodies, and not scared to catch another body if somebody run up on them and all this hardcore shit, right? Now, a real gangster, a real person that has been through this, been living that lifestyle, like I've told y'all, right? A buster and a coward can pick up a gun and go there. It don't take nothing. A buster and a coward, and those of us that come from that life know that. That's why real dudes, we don't speak on stuff like that. Not at all. It's nothing to brag about. It's actually stupid of you to continue to announce this, over and over and over and over and over, right? Like I said, it's a scare tactic to keep the people from getting at you. You feel me? But to the people that has been there, that has been living that life, has walked that walk unflawed, we don't care about none of that. So when yesterday's show, when I was telling y'all how if I encountered a protective custody person, right, what I would do, you don't get a fair one with me. I'm not here, half-assing anything. Never. I always have been a full-fledged gang member. Anything that you could think of that falls up under that culture and standing strong and keeping it real, I've done it, including being accused of multiple homicides. Okay? Including the one that I'm in here for now, the one that I'm finna tell y'all about. You know, um, and I don't want y'all to look at this as me bragging, because that's the last thing that I ever do coming here. Period. However, the people want to know. People want to know certain things, right? And I have agonized about talking about it because, like I told y'all, my case is back in court right now. And which is why it's going to be certain things that I'm going to speak about, that I'm going to tell y'all about. I'm going to show you. I got the paperwork right here. I dug and pulled a couple of things out, right? And, and I'm going to show it to y'all. I'm going to read over these transcripts. I got them right here. It's a whole bunch of them. And I had to, take out some names, cover up some stuff, but that ain't it. It's more right here. But, I'm gonna go through a couple of these transcripts with y'all. You feel me? So y'all can understand, when you was really in that life, really living it, not half-assing it, not being no pistol crip or pistol blood, a one-dimensional gang member like a whole bunch of these dudes are, that do that type of shit and ride off that reputation forever. You feel me? Get these people to do these bullshit gang documentaries on them, you know what I mean, and all that bullshit, and they just ride that high horse into the heavenly skies, right? Which I believe is complete bullshit. You feel me? However, like I said, this protective custody guy always throwing out there, about speaking about his case and the body he called, or bodies or whatever, right? Always. Oh, I did this and I didn't snitch. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And I shot this person and I did this and blah, 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 right? It's like bragging and utilizing that situation that he fell up in, people were supposed to be scared of that shit. You feel me? And also the importance of me being able to give y'all this is to show y'all, right? Hey, I really lived that life. Although I'm not guilty of this stuff that I'm finna tell y'all about, but I was charged with it. Went through the entire court system and they found me guilty of this. One homicide, one dropped. This one they made stick, unfortunately. And they utilized my gang shit. See, and this is what I tell y'all, bro. See, I wanted to pull it. It's just too much, and I would have y'all here all day. And I'm not trying to go through my whole fucking case with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But just to give y'all a glimpse of how they was coming at me, right? The gang tattoos and all that shit. I got gang tattoos everywhere. You feel me? On my face, on my neck, on my arms, on my chest, everywhere. Everywhere. Duroc crip this, Duroc crip that, everywhere. And you know what? During this trial, me fighting this case, these people made me, not just me, but the people that I had coming to court testifying for me, who just so happened to be some of my homeboys from my community. They made all of us walking, and they was on the street, right? They made all of us walk inside that courtroom, take our clothes off, our shirt, and had all the jury come out the jury box, made us stand in the middle of the courtroom, and made all the jury come by and examine examine my body from head to toe. Now, oh no, I didn't just give in and let them do that. I refused. And guess what happened? The judge say, hey, okay, take him back there to the holding tank. We're all finna go back there and have a private discussion with this person. I'm not gonna, put my name and nothing out there. So bam, that's what they did. And when they came back there, the judge, and I'm sitting inside the holding tank, right? I'm mad as a motherfucker. Y'all motherfuckers ain't finna make me take my clothes off in the middle of the motherfucking courtroom. Fuck that shit. Whoa, 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 wham, right? And the judge is like, oh, well, okay, well, I'm going to hold you in contempt of court. When you get back to the Los Angeles County Jail, you're going to the hole and you're going to stay in the hole until you come inside this courtroom and do as I ordered you to do. This is how bad these people wanted me. Right? After going through all that shit, right? All that shit, that, the Los Angeles County Jail, the Crip module, the many riots, the many fights, going through the prison system, the many riots, fighting for my motherfucking life, the fades, the all this, the all that, right? This is the reasons why I tell the younger dudes that is living that life. If you're gonna gangbang, right? Do it to the fullest. Don't half-ass it. Don't do all that bullshit on the street, all that bullshit in Los Angeles County Jail, only to get to prison and go to a PC yard. Don't half-ass it, because you have people like myself, and there's many people like me, many, right? That was full-fledged with it, with no half-assing. So if y'all wondering why I feel so strongly about the PC yards and all that shit, and these niggas lying about why they the fake bullshit ass fake politic and all this and that dirty politic, that's why I went over there and all that shit. If y'all don't understand why people like myself get so offended when we see these buster ass half gangbanging ass niggas saying that, and then turning around saying that niggas on level 4s is this and that and blah blah blah, and the whole entire fucking society is looking at the niggas that stood strong through it all as pieces of shit, and y'all glorifying these PCs, that's where I know y'all really got the game fucked up. Because I've never marked out, I've never snitched, never ran out, never turned down no fade, never sat down in no riot, never ran in no riot, none of that shit. I went through all the motions of being a gang member. Period. So if you are in that life and that's what you choose to be, don't half-ass it. Period. Don't use no excuse. Oh, I just got caught with this and they gave me this much time. I'm going over here to the PC yard so I can get back home to my kids. You didn't give a fuck about your kids, nigga, when you was out there doing that bullshit. Just like I didn't give a fuck about the people that I love when I was out, because the gang shit, I was full-fledged with it. I wasn't half-assing with it. And then when I got locked up, I had to go through that Los Angeles County Jail Crip module. And went through all the motions of being in the Los Angeles County Jail, period. The state module, the Crip module, nigga, with the hardest of the hardest from everywhere, from all of Los Angeles County. Period. Then went to prison on the same program. Just everything just got more enhanced and that energy got redirected. Okay? Didn't go to no PC yard. Didn't go to no fucking SMY yard. These busters, they saying, oh, I went to a 50-50. Nigga, a 50-50 is a PC yard. Period. Period. Okay? So anyway, that's why I wanted to bring this stuff to y'all, man. And I feel absolutely horrible every time when I'm not on this camera, on this platform with y'all, right? My case, bro, is first and foremost. Me gaining my freedom back, that's priority. You just don't know. So every time I go through this paperwork, it takes me right back to 1995, 31 years ago. My 21-year-old self fighting these serious charges. I was 21 years old, charged with multiple homicides. And he was trying to put all kind of shit on me. Like I said, it was 30 witnesses coming to court against me, testifying against me. 30. They wanted me off the streets bad because like I said, I was a gang member. Period. And it takes one to know one, a real one. And I say that for a reason. Okay, now look, like I said, when I go through this stuff, I feel horrible because it was a lot of things that took place that transpired in regards to this case. Right? And I remember going to trial. Right? going to trial. And I remember sitting in court and them giving some information saying that one of my homeboys was supposed to have been telling on me, right? Or giving some testimony or a statement or something, right? I remember this. And I remember hearing this. Now, mind you, this person that they said was telling on me, right? This is my young homie. This is somebody that lived right around the corner from me in my hood. This is somebody that I that he was in my immediate clique. Right? This ain't somebody that just popped up on the scene and you know what I'm saying? Nah, this is somebody that I really, really knew. So it blew me out the water when this was said about him, right? And mind you, this same person, this same person that day while I'm at court is downstairs in the holding tank with me during this time when I find this information out. I had just left him. So when I'm hearing this, I'm like, he's right downstairs in the tank with me. What the fuck? Right? So bam. Now it's just all kind of explosives just going off in my head. I'm 21 years old, man. Right? I don't know what to think. I don't know what to feel. I don't know. I'm just lost, right? So bam, after the court proceedings, they take me back down to the holding tank. Before they put me back in that tank, because me and him and a few more of my homies was in there together. Before they take me back down there, they pull bro out the tank. This person that they were saying telling on me from my community, right? They pull him out. So I'm like, this shit got to be true if they're doing this. And he looking at me like, what's going on? Right? And I just look at him, right? And you know, what can I say? So bam, I go inside the tank. My other homies that's in there, right? I'm like, bro, I said, man. So I'm telling them what I had just found out. They like, what? Hell no. Hell no. Ain't no way. Hell no. I don't believe that. This is what they saying. It ain't no second guessing, none of that, right? This is what the feedback that I'm getting from my homeboys, from my hood, right? When I tell them this information about bro supposed to be making a statement, telling on me, right? So bam. I say, you see, they just pulled him out the tank. And from that day, when they pulled him out the tank, they kept us separated. We was keepaways. Now, see, that's what they do. But that's what they did in the Los Angeles County Jail. When you got somebody that's telling on you, this is how it was back then. I don't know how it is now. You got somebody telling on you. They're going to put them in a part of the county jail where you're not going to see them. The only time you're going to see them is when you go to court, right? So I didn't see him no more after that day, right? So bam. So they like, man, the homies is like, nah, man. Nah, I'm like, man, I'm telling you what I just heard, what they just told me. I'm telling you now, right? So bam. Now fast forward. I'm going to court. I'm on the Los Angeles County Jail bus. At the Los Angeles County Jail, on my way to court, sitting on the bus, right? Now, I'm on the bus with probably like 8 or 9 guys from PDL, from Pasadena, Denver Lane, right? I knew them all, right? So, you know, it was what it was. So, bam, I'm on that bus, and I look out the window, and I see them bringing my homeboy. The sheriff is escorting him. I'm like, oh shit, is they finna put him on this bus, and he's supposed to be telling on me, right? Bam. I immediately pull my handcuff key. Back then we had handcuff keys, right? Pull that handcuff key out my mouth. Bam. Came out them handcuffs, and I tell the dudes from PDL, I say, hey, I'm finna get cracking, bro. You know, on one of my homies. You know, he's supposed to be doing this and doing that and blah blah blam, right? So they like, all right, like we ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just letting y'all know. They like, all right, bam. So sure enough, Now, when you go to court and they put somebody on the bus like that, right? On those buses, when you first get on that bus, they have cages. They have like probably like 3 or 4 cages in the front of the bus. And then there's a door that blocks off that section from the back of the bus where everybody is at. And those cages usually are the people that's no good. They put in those cages, right? So bam, I'm thinking, okay, if he come on, they might put him in the cage because we supposed to be keepaways. He's supposed to be telling on me, right? So bam, when he get on the bus, I see the little sheriff lady come unlock the iron door. I'm like, oh yeah, he finna come back here. I'm finna tear his ass up, right? And sure enough, she opened the door and he come back there, right? So when he see me, he like, creep, what's up, cuz? He like, man, I don't know what's going on and this and that and blah, 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 right? So I'm just standing there looking at him. I'm waiting on the lady, the sheriff, to lock the thing and then walk off the bus because she got to go get some more people, right? So bam, when she locked the thing, I see her walking and I thought she had got all the way off the bus, right? And as soon as I didn't see her no more, I get off on him. Beep, 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 right? All on the bus. Just so happened, whether she heard it or seen it or nothing, she ran back there, pepper sprayed, all this and that, right? Snatched me and him off the bus, right? Now, I'm going to say this. I was completely wrong. I was wrong about my homie. I found out that he wasn't telling. He wasn't snitching. He done nothing of the kind. They was putting that information out there on him to see how I would respond. That was a test, right? Because it was already thrown out there that there was witness intimidation going on within my case. Which, hey man, I'm fighting the case. I don't know nothing about none of that shit, right? All I know is I'm fighting for my life. I'm fighting for my life. I'm trying to get out. You feel me? And if there's people that's lying on me, that's saying that I did this, or did that, right? I'm on your head, point blank, period. You trying to help bury me with these police, no matter who it is. Just so happened, it was bro. When I found out that bro wasn't telling, man, I felt so fucked up. I felt so bad. I called the hood. I'm telling everybody this nigga telling and this and that. I had to go back and clean all that shit up. And homies was telling me, see, I told you, that nigga would never do that to you, nigga. That nigga's like your little brother, nigga. I told you he wasn't telling this. I had to hear it. I had to eat that. It's fucked up. I still feel bad. I feel horrible as fuck to this day about that. Cause me and bro is still, he be on the show. He be tapped in. Shout out to him. I'm not gonna say his name. Because he's a righteous homie. He didn't deserve to have that shit on him. However, like I said, I was fighting for my life. Period. I had to clean it up and I did. Okay? So this paperwork right here is describing that situation on the bus that day when that incident took place, right? Now, when I say real motherfuckers recognize real motherfuckers no matter where you from, right? No matter where you're from, Crip, Blood. That's why I always say, you dudes that jump in my comments, right? If you a Blood or whatever, right? And you come and you being disrespectful to me, it's like, man, I'm a real one. It ain't no dumb shit that you can jump in this chat and say that would get me to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Towards the Bloods or none of that shit. Because I know some real ones, some stand-up ones. I fuck with a lot of damn moles that stand on their business, that go just as hard as a Crip go. Period. Right? So bam, when this situation happened, now I got to try to get out this situation, right? So bam, it was a couple of PDLs that was on the bus. I got at them, hey bro, I need your help. You feel me? And they was like, all right, nigga, you a real nigga. Nigga, we got you, nigga. You a real one. You the only nigga that step in the holding tank, nigga, with shackles on. It'd be 1,000 my homies up in that motherfucker. You step right up in there, nigga, with them Chuck Taylors and them big blue shoestrings and them motherfuckers. Not on no extra shit. That was just you. Right? No cap. So bam. This first guy, I didn't pull out the other guy from PDL, from Pasadena Denver Lane. I didn't pull out his testimony, right? However, I did pull out this guy's testimony. Right? Okay. Now, this is him on the stand. Right? And they're questioning him about this situation, me taking off on my homeboy on the bus, because they was trying to charge me with that too. I'm telling you, bro, when they was trying to bury me. Period. Bury me. That all comes with you being a real gang member, a real one. And they wanted me off the streets extremely bad, by any means necessary, even if that means putting homicides on me, in which they did. So any dumb shit that I did to add on to that, they was trying to add that shit on to me. Facts. Right? So bam, I was able to get a couple of the guys from PDL to come get on the stand for me, in which they did. Blew the court, the people, the judge, the district attorney, everybody, the gang experts, blew their mind. Right? So this is what bro said. This is him on the stand. I'm not going to say his name. Right? They say, Mr. Whoop-de-Wham, were you being held in county jail on May 16th of this year? His response, yes. And were you being transported on a bus from county jail to Pasadena Superior Court on that day? His response, yes. Were you on a bus in which my client, me, was riding? His response, yes. Do you know blank? They're asking, do he know me? His response, just by being enemies. And they say, what do you mean by being enemies? And his response was, different gangs. So they say, what gang are you with? He said, Pasadena Denver Lane. And they say, and do you know what gang me is with? His response, Duroc Crip. Right? Look, let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this. Can y'all see that? Everything that I just read to y'all. What do that say right here? Pasadena, Denver lanes. Right? Right? Okay. So bam. So they say, do you remember seeing, they talking about my homeboy, blank on that bus? He said, yes. So then they say, do you remember how they're asking, do he remember how they had me handcuffed? They say, do you remember how he was handcuffed? His response, he was shackled. He's telling them that I was shackled up, right? And then they said, and by that, do you mean that his wrists were attached to his waist? Now, see, this was a big thing, because every time I go to court, from the time I leave the Los Angeles County Jail, I'm shackled. From the time I leave to the time I get back to the Los Angeles County Jail, I'm shackled from head to toe. Right? From my ankles all the way up to my waist to my arms. My arms is shackled to the side, to chains that they got going around me. And then they got a long chain from that goes all the way down to my ankles. Right? So they was like, if he's shackled up like that, how the hell could he have attacked another guy? So this is why all this is relevant. So bam. So they say, and by that, do you mean that his wrists were attached to his waist? He said, yes. And his legs? Yes. Were you chained? They was chained. Say, okay, did you see blank, me, did you see blank slip his hands out of his cuffs and punch another inmate on the bus? His response, no. Did you see another guy on the bus, a light-skinned guy who was also a Duroc Crip? His response, yes. Did you see blank hit him? They talking about me, right? His response, no. Were there other PDL gang members on that bus? His response, there was about 8 of us. How about rival gang members, Crips? There was about 4 or 5. And were you segregated in some way, or were you all mixed up? All mixed up. Okay? Bam. Here go that. I hope y'all can see all this, man. Okay, that's that. Okay. Now, this part right here is what they tripping, right? They tripping. They get the gang expert up there, right, on the stand, right? So they're trying to figure out, the district attorney is like, he's a Duroc Crip, and these 2 guys from or Bloods from Pasadena, or PDL blood, or reputables from their hood, especially this guy that I'm talking about right here, right? The testimony that I'm reading, right? So they trying to figure, like, how? So the district attorney is asking them, he say, why would somebody from a rival gang like Pasadena, Denver Lane come in here to help somebody in the Duroc Crips? Why? Right? So this person say, the gang expert, he say, because they have common enemies. When they're in jail, they have to align themselves together because of the Hispanic members. Hispanic gang members have aligned themselves. So they must tolerate each other and protect each other, basically, with their numbers. And one of their common enemies, as I stated, is the Hispanic gangs and the police. They're open about that. This is, them trying to make sense of why these guys would be willing to come testify for me, right? Which was bullshit. Anyway, right? So that's describing that situation right there with my homie, man. You feel me? Who I love and respect to this day. You feel me? And still deal with to this day. I don't think a lot of y'all people understand, man, you young dudes specifically, right? When y'all get yourself in certain situations and you get crossed up and you're dealing with something on this level where they're actually trying to take your life, right? And it's just a trip. 31 years later, reading this shit and remembering, thinking back on everything that I went through in regards to this, and then actually getting found guilty and getting all the time that I got for it. It's crazy. 21 years old. And here I am now, 53. You feel me? Okay, so I got some more that I want to tell y'all now. Now, y'all wanted to know, about this. This is more. Right? It's a whole lot more than this. But I'm not going to go through all this. Trust me, I'm not. Just a couple of pages, right? So y'all can get a clear and concise understanding of what I was dealing with, what I was going through, You know what I'm saying? On this investigation and how all this stuff took place. And like I said, right, out of respect for the family, I'm not going to show any autopsy pictures. I would try to describe to y'all certain things in regards to that, you know, just out of respect, man. But this is a police testimony, right? Now, I have to say this. The victim on this case right here apparently was shot in the face twice, right? And somehow managed to get in his vehicle and drive off, and drove a distance before, I guess, succumbing to his wounds and wrecking, right? So this is all in this report, right? This is I'm gonna read all this stuff to you. I'm, you know, just running down, explaining to y'all. You know what I'm saying? That this is what they said happened. So bam, after getting shot twice in his face, um, he was able to get in his vehicle and drive off, and drove a distance, and ended up, I guess the injuries that he sustained became too much, and he ended up wrecking. Bam, right, wrecked right into a corner house, right. So when the police and the ambulance and all that stuff find him, uh, uh, they thinking, because it was so he was, I guess he was so messed up, right, blood everywhere. Um, they didn't realize that he had been shot. They thought that it was just a fatal car accident, right? So, you know, it wasn't until later on they found out, during when they did the autopsy, that he had been shot. And on top of that, they had received anonymous phone calls from people connecting me for whatever reason to this shit, right? So bam, that's what this is. That's what I'm finna read to y'all, right? So bam, this is one of the detectives that was on the case. I'm gonna get to y'all comments too in a minute, man. After I finish reading this, I'm not ignoring y'all, none of that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate you all. Okay, but this is one of the detectives that's on the stand, right? They're questioning. They say, so, how are you employed, sir? I'm a police officer for the city of Monrovia assigned to traffic. What are your duties and responsibilities being assigned to traffic enforcement? And I also belong to the reconstruction team. What is the reconstruction team? It's a traffic reconstruction team that we started to investigate fatal accidents. Remember I told you they thought it was a fatal accident that this man had died from, right? So they say, okay, back on February the 28th, 1995, at about 6:30 in the evening, were you working on that date? No, I was not. Did you receive a call at home? Yes, I did. And what was the nature of the call? It was from the on-duty watch commander advising me of a possible fatal accident. Did you respond to the location you were directed to? Yes, indirectly. Could you explain that, please? I responded to the police station to pick up our equipment that we used during a reconstruction, then responded to the scene of the collision. And where was the collision that you responded to? It was in the intersection of California and Evergreen. That's in my city, in my hood, right? When you got to that location, was there an occupant in the vehicle? No. Approximately what time did you get there, if you recall? About 8 o'clock. And at that point in time, was there any occupant of the vehicle that had been removed from the scene? Yes. What did you find when you began your investigation? Well, the area had been cornered off, Traffic had been redirected. The vehicle was noted at its point of rest. And we just worked backwards looking for evidence that would impact our investigation. Did you find any blood around the vehicle? Yes. What kind of vehicle was this? It was a mini pickup truck. Okay. He said, where did you find blood? I first noted blood that was on the exterior of the car or the pickup along the B pillar just below or behind the driver's compartment. You said the B pillar is what it's referred to as opposed to A pillar being the front windshield structure that holds the windshield in. B pillar being behind the door, behind the driver's door. Yes. And you found blood on the outside of the door? Yes. Did you find any bullet holes anywhere around the vehicle? No. How did you handle this investigation? It was handled as a fatal collision. Remember, they thought this man died from a fatal car accident, right? It was handled as a fatal collision. Did you find any evidence at the time to indicate that this was other than a collision? No. We entertained the idea for a while, but until we completely finished our investigation at the scene, we didn't draw any conclusions. Was there any evidence to your knowledge that this was a homicide as opposed to a fatal collision? No. On March 2nd, 1995, did you go to the coroner's office? Yes. Did you attend an autopsy? Yes. Who was the autopsy on? It was the driver of the vehicle. And then they say his name, in which I'm not going to say. Let me direct your attention to the photographs marked People's number 3. Do you see them on the right there? Yes. Do those appear to be the person you know as blank who was autopsied on March 2nd? Yes. During the course of the autopsy, was some cause of death determined that was unnatural? Yes. And what was that? It was gunshot wounds in his head. Right? So from what the autopsy show is, the victim had been shot in his face multiple times. One of the bullets, I guess, had went in here and came out the back of his head, in which they never found that bullet. And another one went somewhere up in here, right, and traveled inside his head, and that's the bullet that they're talking about that they found inside this man, right? So bam, where was we at? Okay. And do you know whether any ballistic evidence was retrieved from the body of victim blank? What it was? The coroner removed a .22 caliber slug. Is that an extended bullet? Yes. What did you do with that bullet? What did the coroner do with that bullet? The coroner processed it, gave it to me, and I took it back to the police station. When the coroner determined that this gentleman was the victim of gunshots, did you relay this information to anyone at the police station? At the police department? Yes. To whom did you relay that information? I made a telephone call and I spoke to I believe Lieutenant, his name, who's the lieutenant in charge of the Detective Bureau. Did that conclude your involvement in this investigation? Yes. right? Now, again, this, what I'm reading to y'all, is what I was found guilty of while I'm in prison, while I've been in prison for 31 years now, right? And it trips me out when I see these dudes, right, that act like, the little bullshit that they have been involved in or have done, right, that they boldly brag and talk about all the fucking time, right? Like that's supposed to be impressive or something. That shit ain't impressive, especially to a motherfucker like me. When I see that you're doing that, but you also went to a PC yard, right? That's the ultimate slap in the face. You feel me? Because I'm around a whole bunch of dudes on this level 4 general population yard that have just as worst cases as this shit, has been convicted of just as worse. And that ain't something that niggas run around bragging and talking about. You feel me? So we don't give a fuck about you, especially if you went to a PC yard and you or trying to justify, your reasoning for going over there, and that you're not a snitch when you clearly are. You clearly are. And always talking about what you've done and what you would do. Like, man, we don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. That's not impressive. See, that's only impressive to the people that you can spin a scenario to and lie and lie and lie. When you have motherfuckers that have been through shit like this, you feel me, and fighting like a motherfucker to get out of prison, out of jail. Who can be proud of this shit? This ain't nothing to be proud of. In all honesty, I don't never talk about this shit. Never. And I can't really see myself when I get out of prison, like, going there, talking about it. Why? I give y'all this bit. I'm not going to give any more as far as going into it and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it does nothing for nobody. What I give y'all is to show y'all, bro, you don't want it. Because here I am 31 years later talking about the shit, and I'm getting just as affected by it now as I did back then. The only difference is it was way, way a million times more intense because I was young. I was really gang banging. I was in an environment where it was niggas just as hard as me from everywhere, from all walks of life. Niggas that I ended up eventually having to go at it with. This shit has not been no cakewalk. Not at all. And definitely not to brag about. Life as you will ever know it to be is over with. Life is over. Those are 31 years that I would never be able to get back, ever. Period. Okay, let me address y'all comments real quick. G Bravado, what's up, bro? I send my love and respect to you as always, man. Salute to you. I-Town Bobo, what up, bro? Salute to you. I'm glad you was able to make the live. Pam, what's up, sis? Salute to you. G Bravado said, damn, how did that feel watching that many people testify against you? How many were people that were significant to you that disappointed you? A lot. Just gonna say that, a lot. King Dub, what's up, bro? Salute to you. Hey, Terry, what's up, sis? Salute to you. J-Dub, what's up, bro? Salute to you. Send my love and respect as always. Austin, what's up, bro? He said, salute, man. And it's another guy who used to be on YouTube. I don't know anything about him. Much like that, he is Blue Rag from Duroc. Okay. King Groove, what's up, Brody? I send my love and respect to you as always, Groove. J-Dub again, what up, Brody? And who is this? 8945 said, in my hood, I handle business by leaving because fuck the hood. I feel you, Brody. I live in a suburb now. Only black guy, but it's better. Went into debt to leave. Did what you had to do, right? The Tech Stub, what's up, Brody? Send my love and respect to you as well. Glad you were able to make the live. Pam said they set the narrative. They absolutely did. And I bit the bait. 805 Nutty Dread said, Duroc's always been chill, leveled individuals, man. I appreciate you, bro. Salute to you. 805 Nutty Dread said, paperwork. I closed my eyes. Just kidding. Oh, I see it widely. Oh, vividly. Okay. That's good. Limes over lemons. He said, will you ever get out of prison, Mr. Duroc Creek? Hey, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, we fighting hard every day, man, to make that happen. My case is in court right now. You know, the date keep getting pushed back. You know, nothing good ever comes easy. However, yeah, that time is gonna come. I feel strongly in my heart. I've given them 31 years. 31 years straight. Pam said, so for one body, you got all those years. Why not plead insanity, your surroundings alone? Well, pleading insanity would indicate guilt. You feel me? And I went to trial twice. I went to trial twice on this case, and I got a hung jury the first time, right? Which shows you how there was no evidence against me. I was convicted of being a Duroc Crip and my tattoos. That's what I got convicted of, in all honesty. Do the paperwork, you hear more about Duroc Crip than the actual case. I promise you. Pim said, I always want to know about the creep name. Lines over lemons say, you seem like a genuine person who have made some mistakes. I appreciate your honesty and listening to your life story. Yeah, I appreciate that too, Lines over lemon, man. I can't be nothing but genuine. I have to come here and present myself as I do in this environment. There's no other way that I can come to this platform and get down on any lesser level than that. Period. People are curious about this person that's doing a podcast from prison, from a level 4 general population prison. There's not a lot of guys that will go through their paperwork and read you shit like that. You feel me? There's not a lot of podcasts. I'm telling you, there's not a lot of originality in this podcasting shit. Everybody bite everybody else shit. You're not gonna get a real life story from a lot of these dudes. It's just not gonna happen. Something this intimate, something this profound, nah, it's not gonna happen. Only a chosen few dudes that I know personally would do it. But hey, this is authentic as it get when it comes to me, when it pertains to me. Pam said it's never over. No, it's not. When you go up for parole, have your wife put a petition together and collect signatures. Yeah, we pulling out all the stops. Believe that. John Connor, what's up, bro? Salute to you. I'm glad you was able to make the live. He said, been tapped in, rolling up at the round table for sure. Man, blaze that up, bro. We all need it. After reading this shit and going through this, You feel me? I'm still shell shocked by it all. Here it is. I accuse my own young homie of telling on me. You feel me? And it wasn't true. I had to go back and clean that shit up and still be over to this day. Still, every time I talk to bro on FaceTime, it fucks me up. It do, bro. It do. And that's just keeping it real. Jake Brown, salute, man. I send my love to you, big bro. Glad you was able to make the live. Artifact Corpse, what up, bro? Send my love to you as well. Glad you was able to make the live, man. Artifact Corpse say that's why we here for the real, man, for sure. Y'all here for the real because y'all are real. That's why we all connect on the level that we do. You feel me? That's why we are all here, bro. We're not here to false prophesize anything. We're not here to glorify none of this shit. That's why I'm on the mission that I'm on. And when I say doing the damage to my community and all that shit, this the type of shit right here. That's what I mean. You feel me? That's what I mean. Man, come on, man. That's why I say, right? For the shit that I did not get caught for, I suffer for it now. But I am not guilty of this. I suffer for it now. The sacrificial lamb, and I've been doing it standing up like I had to. You feel me? No other way, Brody. J-Dub say, puff, puff, pass. You up, creep? Hey. For real. Casper Lope, what's up, Brody? He say, damn, creep, I think the homies, Lil Master, been in there about 26, 27 years, 3. Yeah, he been down just as long as me, bro. Yeah. Master C, man, bro. He been down just as long as me. On the same push. Shout out to all the Altadena blocks, man. That's the extended family for sure, for sure. That's the hum Casper. Eastside 103. Are you in prison? I absolutely am. Level 4, general population. Where am I from? Are you asking me that, Eastside? Is that 103rd? You must be from Grape Street. I'm from Duroc, bro. J-Dub a fool. J-Dub say East 103. He's away in Montana learning to be a cowboy. Oh, you crazy. We got to make humor of this shit, bro. I mean, you know, we got to, bro. Straight up. Pam said, "Was you a habitual offender?" I guess you would consider me to be a habitual offender, being that I had just got out of prison 3 months before this had happened, before this incident took place. I was only out 3 months, and imagine that, a person that was out 3 months and they wanted me off the streets that bad. But again, like I said, for the shit that I did not get caught up for, you know, I suffer for this. Point blank, period. Oh, okay, you are from Grape. He said Ant Dog, Grape Street, Watts, Crib, Jordan Down Projects. For sure, for sure. I got family from there. From Grape. Uncles and cousins from Grape. My grandfather lived on 95th and Carocious all my life. All my life. He said my big brother are the twins, Scorpio and Joker. Oh, okay, for sure. For sure. Yeah, my grandfather lived on 95th and Carocious, man. Before I was even born, he had that house over there. You feel me? Pam said, God is in control. You will be out. Let's start speaking it into existence. Hey, Pam, we do that every day. We do that every single day. And as long, I'm glad and I'm very appreciative that you put that in the chat. You feel me? Because we do need to speak that into existence more. You feel me? We do. And as long as you keep jumping in that chat, you keep on saying that because it's going to happen. For real, for real. Artifact Course say positivity always, Brody. You feel me? We got to take this shit and, like I've always said, right, turn them lemons into lemonade. And that's what I'm doing. This 31 years ain't finna be done in vain. I can't get the years back, so I got to take this shit and make it into something more positive and constructive to help other people. You feel me? In any way that I can. Oh, you they little brother? I'm born and raised in the projects since 1980. Oh, okay, for sure, for sure. You a real wife, baby. Artifacts say half full, never half empty. For sure, Brody. You know that. My approach to life, period. Esau said, you know, all the homies are getting out from doing all that time. My cousin just got out off of a life sentence after doing 25 years. Hey, the beautiful thing about that, bro, is the laws are changing. The laws have changed to our benefit. You know what I mean? And thankfully, they have started letting a lot of people out. They have. Hold on real quick. I'm going to cut this camera, but I'm still here. Yeah, man, that's a blessing. The laws have changed to the point where they are starting to let more and more people out of these jailhouses. You know what I mean? And I'm just waiting on my turn. And we doing everything that we possibly can, man, to make that happen so we can complete this mission. And I promise you, as we go through those steps, y'all gonna be right there with us. I'm telling you. You see, I just read y'all all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So as I progress and go through this stage that I have to go through, that I've been going through, and I am blessed with being able to return out there to society, y'all gonna be right there with me. And y'all really gonna see greatness. Y'all really gonna see it. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna be all right there at this round table with me. Period. And that's a fact. Limes over lemon said, I did my bid overseas in Panama. Damn, 17 years. I am grateful for my freedom. I truly understand what you're going through. Hey, man, that is a blessing. You was in Panama doing time? Eee. Man. Yeah, it's a blessing, man, that you was able to go through that and make it out, make it to the other side, man. I look at that type of stuff as success stories because you did what you had to do. You got out, made it to the other side, bro, and you're here now. You know what I mean? So it's a blessing that happened for you, and it's definitely a blessing having you here, Brody. For real, for real. Bro say, damn, cuz been down 31 years. Yeah, 31 straight. John Com say, it just sucks because if I get cracked, I have to get off on that 2-yard. Back in the day, you could just do the time regular wherever you went. Absolutely. Absolutely. But see, the game got so messed up now to where a lot of these dudes that's out there gang banging and doing that stupid shit that they doing, when they get locked up, they want to go PC. So now it's more PCs than it is general populations, which means they had to convert all those level 1s and level 2s that used to be normal into PC yards. Level 1s, level 2s, and level 3s, all into PC yard, all because these dudes didn't know how to live as full-fledged gang members. Stand the test of time, if that's what you're gonna be. Don't half-ass do it and then get to prison and go to the PC yard and then get out and be like, you got fake politics and that the general population is. I heard with this one nigga talking about, oh, the level 4 yards is like this. You know, it's constant lockdown, it's constant this and constant that. I don't want to do time like that. I'll take PC to 50-50 yard all day. That's these dudes' mentality, bro. That's why it's so many of them over there right now. That's why it's more PC yards and PCs, period, than it is general population. That's a fact. Shy Smith from 60s. John Connor say it just sucks because I get cracked. Yeah, man. Hey, it's messed up that you know it's like that. But you got to, if you're a gang member, you know what I'm saying. You got to do what you got to do, bro. You are expected, you know, to stand and always stand if you're gonna live that life. And that's why I encourage the dudes that isn't part of that shit. Don't become part of it. Don't become part of that gang culture, bro. Play basketball, football, become a doctor, a lawyer, you know, pursue your dreams. You don't need to be a part of no fucking gang to be relevant. I know a gang of stand-up dudes that ain't never even thought about being in no fucking gang. Austin said, is that a Cali law or U.S. law? Because I don't know how it would work for Carmelo if it's not a U.S. law. What you mean? As far as the law go, I just uploaded 12 hood videos, 6 of them in the projects. Oh yeah, what's the name of your Eastside? What's the name of your podcast? I got videos of the hood day. I got videos about respecting the dead homies and visiting the dead homies. I got videos of Lil Boosie coming to the projects, doing music videos with the homies. I got videos of him leaving the projects. I got videos of me crip walking in the projects. Okay. Lawns Over Lemon said, yes, sir. I was in the worst female prison in Panama. So glad I made it back to America. Oh, Limes Over Lemon. I didn't know you was a woman. Damn, that's even crazier. Pam say, Limes, you a woman? Cold world. Hey, Pam, I didn't know neither. That's even crazier. John Connor say, gotta know the consequences before you get involved. That's a lot of people problem. Yeah, bro. You got to know all the ins and outs of this shit if you're gonna be a part of it. If you don't want to know all the ins and outs of it, don't become part of it. You feel me? I'm here to get the truth about this prison shit. You feel me? And dispel any of the bullshit scenarios or ideologies that a lot of these PC dudes will get out of prison and have y'all believing, which is complete false bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's encouraging people to go to those yards and you're a gang member, I'm only talking about gang members. If you encouraging a gang member to go to one of those yards and they supposed to be stand-up men, you putting a target on them. Period. There's no other way to look at it. You putting a target on their back. I don't want to see nobody get a target put on their back if you are a gang member. If you choose to live that life, this is the correct information that you're going to need right here. You get it right here if that's the life that you want to be. And I tell you those that are gang members, if that's what you choose to do, don't half-ass do it. Be full-fledged with it. Because it's offensive as a motherfucker when you dudes, I see all these hood blogs, these dudes doing all this crazy shit, going to the county jail, doing all this crazy shit, and then hit the pen and go PC, and then get out and say, you got fake politics. All these PCs say the same shit. They all say, oh, I got fake politics. And they don't say PC no more. It's 50-50 now. Right? So I'm here to dispel all that fake false shit. They go on the big platforms and do that. You feel me? And again, I have to say this to you dudes that have these big platforms and you supposed to be gang members or attached to some type of gang or something, right? And you willing to sit down and have civilized conversations with PCs and allow them to spread these false narratives, I look at y'all the same as him. Period. John Connor say non-affiliate, and I'm still going crazy on my mama. Hey, stand on what you stand on, Brody. I can't do nothing but respect it. Straight up. Because guess what? I know a whole bunch of non-affiliates that go dumb. They go harder than some gang member. I swear to God. It was this one dude that I was locked up with. He was known for beating up gang members. I bullshit you not. That tall black nigga had hands. And he was humble. And people had him fucked up until they had to find out. And he didn't have a problem with letting you know with them hands. Period. John Connor say never programming there ever. That's what I'm talking about, bro. You feel me? Hey, see, I point out the gang members, right? Because I don't want people to get it misconstrued like non-affiliates have to live up under the same gang politics. You know what I mean? But however, as a man, if you got kids in your family, bro, you know, if you got kids, period, there's no way in hell you should be willing to go program with chomos, with sexual offenders, right? With homosexuals and dropouts. There's no way, bro. But especially with chomos. Straight up. Lines over limit, man. Hey, sis. You got a very interesting story. 17 years in Panama. You made it through that and you here at the round table? Man, I salute you. I salute you to the fullest. Austin said, what law changed? And if it would work or not work for Carmelo Anthony in Texas, did the law change for the U.S. or judicial? Well, I know the laws changed out here as far as the Board of Prison Terms being able to determine, because the Board of Prison Terms is bullshit. I'm gonna just keep it real. The Board of Prison Terms have been known, man. I've known dudes that had 5 to life. This was back in the day when I was a young dude, and dudes having five to life and being in prison 15, 20 years off a 5 to life sentence. And that comes from them having to rely on the board. They go sit in front of the board, and the board will bullshit you, yank your chain, and then tell you to come back in 3 to 5. Come back in 3 to 5 years. We want you to have this certificate. We want you to take this class, and we want you to take this, right? And they give you this false hope that within that 3 to 5, when you do come back, you know what I'm saying, that they're gonna, and they just keep doing that over and over and over. Before you know it, you sitting in prison 15, 20 years. Because they playing with you. So now they can't do that. Now they done changed the laws to the point where you got the juvenile offender law, right? Where if you are a certain age and committed your crime, right? They did a study on brain development, and they realized that a person's brain isn't fully developed until the age of 25. So if you committed your crime up under the age of 25, you got a better chance at going home. Right? But there's stipulations to that too. Because I fit that. However, there's stipulations to that. You feel me? You can't have prior convictions. I had a prior conviction. You know what I'm saying? So I think it varies from state to state, but I know they started that out here, Brody. I don't know if that will apply in Texas. Lines over limit said, me and my twin sister did our time. It was very hard. I'm glad we had each other in there. Damn. And didn't separate us. It could have been way worse. You had your sister in there with you? She did that same amount of time too? Damn. Hey, matter of fact, for them to tell them to go to 50-50 or whatever, them guys are the ones who are 50-50, living in level 4 and other yards. Um, well, I don't know nobody amongst me that would encourage their homeboys to go to a 50-50 yard. Okay, let me make that clear. Me, I'm on the level 4 yard, and you would never hear me encourage nobody, whether they're in here or on the street. If you get locked up and you happen to go to prison, you only got a couple of years, you ain't gonna never hear me tell them, oh, stay so you can go home. Nah, that ain't how it work. Never. King Grover said, like Groove said, 50-50 equals 100% bad. Shout out to Damian Porter, the big fella. That's my bro. That's his slogan. That's what he say. And that's a fact. 50-50 yard equals 100% all bad. You get a target put on you. Period. See, when they go over to those PC yards, they can't come back to the level 4s. And if by chance they try to come back or slide any of them back in, people, man, they liable to lose their life. Period. John Connor said, thanks for tuna recognition. Oh yeah, man. For those of y'all that don't know what a tuna is a turned up non-affiliate, right? Oh, I've run across quite a few like that, bro. You feel me? I told y'all about my boy West Side from St. Louis. Right? Another one. Squabbing. Didn't have a problem with it. Pam said, or I'm being too nosy respectfully. No. Artifact Corp said, bad people, absolutely, 1,000,000% bad. Moms Over Lemon said, no homos at all. We don't respect none of that. Nah, we don't. Man, come on, man. Hey, the worst kind of people. Nobody. I don't know nobody. Not unless you just into that would accept them and respect that. You know what I'm saying? You got kids in the community. We're supposed to be protecting our kids to give them the most purest opportunity at living life. Period. And they're supposed to be protected at all times. You think I'm finna allow a chomo to move into my community and it's little kids playing around out there? They supposed to have the absolute most safest space in the world. Let them grow into their own. That shit shouldn't be corrupted by no pervert. Period. You feel me? So, again, why would I encourage anybody to go to one of those yards and exist amongst these type of people? Why would I allow these PCs to get out and spread false lies and narratives? Oh, they be over here functioning by themselves and we be over here. There's no separation, man, as I've proven to y'all about the weird stuff that goes on those yards, right? So when y'all see these dudes going to a PC jumper talking about the general population prison yards in Los Angeles, I mean California, and you know, they don't get into the full detail. The one dude said, oh, there's only 2 prisons with homosexuals, and that's a fucking lie. I've dispelled that rumor. You feel me? Point blank, period. Peyton B 3479 said, here from Damian Porter, salute to you, Peyton, man, and salute to my bro Damian Porter, the big fella, man. Y'all make sure, if y'all haven't already did it, go over to Damian Porter's The Inside Story and subscribe to bro, man. Hey man, nothing but love and respect for bro. Straight up. Him and 16 to Life, my bro, chill. Go over to his channel. Subscribe to him if y'all haven't already did it. Another great guy. You feel me? I can't forget my boy, Coach Zoe, over at the Game Bangers Life Coach as well. You feel me? Another great guy. All these people I was in prison with, and they are now out. These guys are out and have very prominent platforms where, you know, hey, I aspire to be on that level with these guys, especially once I get out of prison. You know what I mean? Point blank period. These are great guys that has been through this life, living inside this cell like how I am now. They've lived it, and thankfully they was able to get out and pick up the pieces to their life, man, and create wonderful platforms that gives out accurate information about prison. They don't spread false narratives about none of this. They won't allow it. They won't stand for it. They are completely against what these PCs is going on these big platforms, lying and telling the people in the public about what goes on a general population yard and what goes on a protective custody PC yard that they are now calling 50-50. Man, come on, bro. You don't get beat up and mopped up on a general population yard only to end up on a PC yard. Only to end up on a 50-50 yard. You go to a PC yard because your life is in jeopardy. When you get beat up like that over and over and over, they send you over to that PC yard because your life is in jeopardy. And you have to fill out paperwork saying, yeah, I want to go over there and stay because my life is in jeopardy over here on this general population prison yard. I can no longer be there. Period. All that false shit that they be trying to, I went to a 50, man, that's PC. Period. There's no separation of the supposed general population and the bad people that's over there. There's no separation. They mixed in together. They be in the cell with them, eat with them, play basketball with them, play cards with them, share the same showers, phones, same building, everything. There's no wall separating these people from, no. That's a lie. Period. No reparations, no vote. Salute. I'm glad you was able to make the lie, Brody. Limes Over Lemons say, we don't respect Sherm head tweakers. None of that. Absolutely not. Not at all. Austin said, I ain't been on top of it like that, but I think Texas was trying to change the law early. But how? When Texas laws are supposed to change every year on September 1st. I didn't know that. Pam said, twin sister, that's cold. Yeah, that's cold. Austin said, I had 3 felony convictions prior to of those on 5-year probation. No reparations, no votes. Say, hey, are prison gangs above street gangs in there? Nah. I mean, you still have people that some people fall up under the prison stuff, the prison gang stuff, right? But nah, they don't really, have a relevance like that when it comes to, the street stuff. No reparations, no votes said. I heard a YouTuber say he was in a PG and his own homeboys from the hood could get it. A PG? What's that? Oh, PC or PG? Limes Over Lemons said individuals now accept anybody in their circle. No loyalty, no honesty, backstabbing at all time high. Exactly. Oh. Look who's saying that. That dude ain't finna. Hey, man. The only thing Harold is gonna take down is some man meat. That's the only thing Harold want is man meat. Period. Harold want man meat more than women want. This fool was in my comments today. I had to block him. I'm talking about a full-fledged stalker, bro. I had to block this dude, bro. Like I'm done with him. I'm not addressing that fool no more. I buried him already. He can't even look at himself and be proud of who he is no more after what I done to him. That's a fact. And yet and still, this fool still jumping my comments, leaving smiley faces and all this gate. Like, man, come on, bro. Get the fuck up out of here. Yeah, Harold ain't gonna take down nothing but a man meat. That's it. That's all he wants is man meat. King Groover say, yeah, I rock with 16 to life too. That's bro right there. Me and him was in the one of the worst prisons. 180 maximum security, level 4 lockdown. You feel me? And on the same line, on the same yard, in the same building. I've told the story, you know what I'm saying, about when I went to the hole, bro was standing right there. They found all those knives in my cell, and like, bro is solid as fuck. Solid, real stand-up dude, bro. And like I said, he helped me see things in a completely different light. He helped me have direction. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. So my hat is always gonna be off to him. I'm gonna always have the highest respect and regard for 16, for my bro Chill. Shout out to him. And Damian Porter, the same. The inside story with Damian Porter, absolutely. That's bro. Pam, you crazy. She said, well, if I ever get locked up in California, I'm going straight to PC and live to tell the story. Nasty work. Austin said, game banger life coach, cool. Yeah, that's bro right there, man. That's bro right there. Another stand-up guy that I was in prison with. I have a story, you know. Hey, that's bro. Salute to him, man. He did a story on me on his show as well. A great one, where a situation happened where I ended up having to stab a guy up, and unfortunately, I had to stab him up, and Coach Zoe was in his cell when this happened, and thankfully he was in the cell that day. He had messed his leg up, so he couldn't go out, and so I ran up there. I needed somewhere to get rid of the knife and all that. He took the knife and flushed it down the toilet for me, gave me some extra clothes to swap out of because I had blood all over my clothes from the incident. You know what I'm saying? So that's bro, man. I'ma always have the highest love and respect and regard for him as well. Facts. King Groover say, Pam, you'd rather live amongst chomos and snitches if you, God forbid, got locked up in California? Legit question. That's a legit question, Pam. We ain't doing none of that here. We ain't doing none of that. No coexisting with chomos and snitches and homos or none of that. We not doing none of that. That's completely abolished. You know what I'm saying? Pam said, King, I'm a soft vanity woman. She just playing King Grove. Hey, I can't see nobody, man, that have kids that will be willing to coexist with no chomos, bro. You feel me? Not at all, bro. Not at all. I can't see nobody. I don't know no polices that would want that. That would want to have any of them people living next door to them. And in all honesty, to keep it all the way real with you, right? If one of them people, I remember when I was in New Corcoran, sat there on the Sea Yard, right? Hey, It was so cold there, we had to set up to any foul person with any foul thing on their jacket, any of that. We was gonna find out. That's how we had it set up. We gonna find out if you got any bad charges on you, you in jail for any bad charges or any of that shit. Guess what? We're gonna find out. And police can't even stand them. So y'all can't expect a righteous, real motherfucker, whether it be a man or a woman, to go and coexist with that. I can't. I can't. There's no way. My heart, I would, in all honesty, I would rather die, bro. Take my life. Period. I love the kids in my family that's in my life. I love them too much. I want to see better for them. I want them to have their innocence, man, like they're supposed to have. We are supposed to be protecting them. You feel me? Pimp say, I'm only fighting and going to hell for my kids. Yeah, I'm going all out. Harm one of mine and watch what happens. I'm going all out. I'm selling the ranch. I'll come back and do this prison time proudly, with a smile on my face. If I was able to catch me a chomo, oh, what? What? I only was able to catch one. I was only able to catch one in jail, and that was in the Los Angeles County Jail. That fool killed his own little baby. You feel me? He killed his own baby, a baby. Dumb motherfucker. Grabbed that baby because the baby kept crying. He gave the baby some juice, and the baby wasted the juice all over the couch. Right? This motherfucker picked that baby up by his neck, took the baby and threw the baby in the room, in the dark room, threw the baby across the room, and the baby landed and hit his head on the damn, what they call that little part, like on the wall, at the bottom of the wall. It'd be like the little board that they used to have going at the bottom, where the baby hit his head on that and developed a brain clot in his head and ended up dying. Right? And I remember I had read about that in the newspaper one day, because I always used to read the newspaper, and I remember reading about that in the newspaper. And just so happened, man, as God would have it, I'm coming back from court one day. I'm in the tank in the Los Angeles County Jail, and yeah, floorboards. Yeah, floorboards. Salute, Black. Glad you was able to make the live as well. Yeah, the floorboard died, man. And I had read about that in the newspaper, and lo and behold, I'm in court. I'm in Los Angeles County Jail one day, coming back from court, sitting in the tank, and here come this little weird looking. He was a black dude too, at that. Oh man, that was so beautiful. Once I realized who he was, because he was asking me about different shit and pertaining to murders and all this and that, right? And the more he talked, the more he was letting out, the more, right? And what put the icing on the cake was, because he was from Lancaster, and I'm like, what city you from again? Where was this crime? Where this crime happen at? Oh man, it happened in Lancaster and this and that. And I'm like, because they had locked him and the baby mama up for it, right? And I remembered all those details. So as he sat there and talked to me about it, when he said Lancaster, oh yeah, beat the shit out that dude, boy. I was trying to push his head through those bars. He was screaming like a bitch. Deputy, shut your bitch ass up. I made him touch everything in that cell. All the essays and everybody else that was in there getting out the way. Like, God damn, this motherfucker crazy. Right? Beat the shit out that dude. And I went to the hole for it. Didn't give a fuck. That was the only chomo I was able to catch like that. Another one was around me, and he slipped there and made it through the cracks. We didn't find out about him until his bitch ass was gone. He PC'd up. J-Dub say, I got a wiggle creep. I just want to send mines before I go. Keep your head up on a swivel. Much love and respect. Hey, much love to you, bro. I appreciate you was making a live. We finna get ready to get up out of here anyway, man. I've held y'all up long enough. I appreciate everybody jumping in the chat. Salute to you, J-Dub. Much love and respect always, Brody. Pam said, now speaking objectively, if I go to jail for minding somebody else's business, who going to protect my king? Mm. If you go to jail objectively, if you go to jail for minding somebody else's business, what you mean? Limes over lemons say, I despise chomos and abusers. They get handled in media. I absolutely hate them with a passion, right? I hate chomos with a passion. I promise you, right? Hey, no passes given, no love, no remorse, no nothing. When I say I was selling ranch, I'm selling a ranch. I don't give a fuck. With a passion. No reparations, no votes. Say you cleaned the cell with his face. I absolutely did. I absolutely did. That nigga was, man, hey, bro, screaming like a bitch. I beat the shit out of him. Badly. Badly. And that was probably one of my most proudest moments was getting that chomo. I couldn't believe they just put him right in my hands. After I read about this was probably like 2 weeks after I had read about the shit in the newspaper. 2 weeks later, they just delivered this fool right into my hands. Tore him up. Pam said, my kids. King got quiet. Oh, you saying if you go to jail just for whatever, and your kids is left out there, who's gonna take care of them? That's what you saying, Pam. Well, you're a mother, right? So let me ask you this, Pam. How would you feel if you went to jail and you found out that people was around you for sexually assaulting kids and you got kids? When you find out that these people sexually assaulted a kid and you got kids, will that make you envision something like that happening to your kids? Right? Would you envision that same person that you around doing those horrible things to your kids? Would you be able to peacefully coexist with these type of people? Knowing that you got kids and if given the chance that they will sexually assault your kids too? That's a question. Answer that, then we finna get up out of here, man. I've held y'all up long enough. I appreciate everybody for coming to the live, making the live. Beach Boy, what's up, my bro? I send my love and respect as always to you. I'm glad you was able to make the live, Brody. All love and respect to you always. You know that. She said, I won't be bothered or even be around a person like that. But if you go to jail, I'm asking if you go to jail, if you by chance happen to go to jail and they put you around people like that, what are you going to do? Are you going to coexist peacefully with these people, knowing if given the chance they would do the same thing to your kids? Lines Over Limit said, thank you for acknowledging my presence on your channel. I will tap back in when you jump on live again. Have a smooth evening. Hey, Lines Over Lemon, hey, man, we appreciate you coming to the round table, man. We do, and you are always welcome here. Always come, man. You see what the vibe is here. We don't be on no BS over here. We don't come and spread false narratives. We don't attack each other. Everybody is here for a common purpose, because we want the knowledge. We want to spread the knowledge amongst each other so y'all can take it. Y'all out there in the free world, y'all take this shit back and or share the video. You feel me? It needs to be spread. We need to build this platform for common-minded people. You feel me? I know y'all care about y'all kids. I know a lot of y'all got kids that might be out there in that world. You know what I'm saying? And y'all want them to have the appropriate knowledge, right? About all this prison and gang shit. And I'm here to give it to you, being that I am part of that world. Both. You know? So, yeah, man. Hey, you are more than welcome here. Lines over limit, man. Hey, salute to you, sis. Hey, salute to your freedom. Salute to you and your twin sister, man. Shout out to both of y'all. For real, for real. King Groover said, I was outside feeding my dog. I'm back now, Pam. Hey, King Groover, we need to get up out of here, bro. We finna get on up out of here, man. I've held y'all up long enough, man. This has been a bomb show. Y'all my co-hosts. I appreciate all my co-hosts tapping in, you know, jumping in the chat, you know, keeping it lit. That's what we here for. And as y'all see, we don't have to chase false narratives. We don't have to chase different stories that's making headlines. You know, we gonna get it the right way by representing, you know, as grown men and grown women. You know, it breaks my heart that I had to read this stuff to y'all, but of course I do owe, you know, that side of what I went through to y'all, so y'all can have a better understanding on who it is that y'all tapped in with, and understand that I don't feel good about none of this. It's nothing to brag about. You feel me? But I do want people out there to understand, you know, you make the wrong decisions, you be around the wrong people in the wrong environment, when you're doing wrong, it's always going to come back on you. Period. Lines Over Limit said, are you on Instagram? Yeah, I am. I'm on Instagram. I'm on there as Trey Mace. TRAY_MASE. Again, Trey Mace, TRAY_MASE. You feel me? You'll see my name, the Swang Low, you know what I'm saying, and all that, man. Y'all go over there. For those of y'all that ain't following me on Instagram, go over there. All my roundtable family, you know, those of y'all that come sit here with us, you know, go over there and follow me. I follow all my roundtable family back on there, man. But when you get over there, let me know who you are, so I would know to add you and include you. You know what I mean? But yeah, we finna get on up out of here, man. Y'all take care. Y'all stay safe out there, man. And let the people that's in your life know you love and appreciate them while you can, because tomorrow is promised to nobody. You feel me? Oh, she said her twin on there, Blue Ginger. Okay. King and Pam, y'all crazy. King Groove and Pam, y'all crazy. Yeah, man. Tomorrow we might go live tomorrow, man. But we gonna definitely take the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, we might get a live in same time tomorrow, same bat time, same bat station. You know what I'm saying? But again, if y'all haven't already did it, to the new people that's joining us, if you haven't already liked, comment, and share and subscribe, please do so. Become part of the family. Come sit at this round table. Y'all see the vibe, you know, and that's what it is, man. You feel me? On that note, I'm finna get up out of here. Y'all take care, stay safe. I love all y'all. Triple gang.